Good day. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Reverend Ronald Nathan, and I'm the minister of the Hogad Amizan Church in Jackson, in the parish of St. Michael, in the Republic of Barbados. We live our lives marked by three milestones: the past, the present, and the future. Each of these have a measured impact on how we see ourselves and the choices we make. In this series of meditations, we explore the I am statements of Jesus Christ. The term I am relates to God and appears over 300 times in the Christian Bible. The first incident in the book of Genesis 15:1 and the last in the book of Revelations 22:16. The statement indeed reveals Jesus' self-definition, self-expression, and self-determination. Let us learn from each of these statements about Jesus' life, mission, and message. Furthermore, we can draw lessons from observing Jesus Christ in order to enrich our own lives and our Christian growth. Our focus today comes from John, the 6th chapter, and the 36th verse, or verse 35 and 36. Then Jesus declared, I am the bread of life. He who comes to me will never go hungry, and he who believes in me will never be thirsty. But as I told you, you have seen me, and still you do not believe. Jesus' I am statements would have had a particular significance for his Jewish listeners in the first century. They were familiar with the writings of the Hebrew law, prophets, and writings which we call the Old Testament. In that body of work or literature, God reveals himself to Moses with a resounding I am. So when Jesus uses the same terms to describe himself to his audience, they were in no doubt that he was claiming to be divine, truly God. Jesus said, I am the bread of life. I am the living bread that comes down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he will live forever. This bread is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. Earlier this week, I referred to Jesus Christ as this unique human being who ventured from on high, clothed in human form, brought us bread that reverses the impact of sin with its dis-ease, disease, and death. The infinite coming to rescue the finite. It is instructive that we remember that at the great disobedience, the first couple, Adam and Eve, rejected the wisdom of God for the knowledge of their world. It was then that God said to the couple, by the sweat of your brow, you will have food to eat until you return to the ground from which you were made. For you were made from dust, and to dust you will return, as found in Genesis 3:19. We are aware that the phrase by the sweat of your brow has entered into popular language without any reference either to the Garden of Eden incident or its theological meaning. So persons use it as an idiom to explain that when you work very diligently at something physical, you will usually feel sweat starting to drip from your forehead, which is also called the brow. Therefore, if something comes about by the sweat of your brow, it has occurred because of your hard work. In the Old King James Version, this same verse reads, "In the sweat of thy brow shalt thou eat bread." There is no doubt that in this text, in contemporary English or Shakespearean prose, there is a clear reference to the link between work and sustenance, industry and provision. It is for this reason, as Christians, we believe that industrial relations should secure for the worker a fair living wage. Note what I said, a fair living wage. I say this as we have to challenge those who believe that the Bible is irrelevant to the practical challenges of our contemporary technological society. Finally, let me point out that Jesus also represents bread that human beings cannot work for. Bread that does not end with the return of dust to the earth. What kind of bread is this, you ask? I'm glad that you asked that question. This is the bread of life firmly located in the earth, interacting and engaging with our world, with the world of humanity, but not limited to the finality of human death. Let me quote once again. Jesus said, "I am the bread of life. I am the living bread that came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he will live forever. This bread is my flesh, which I give for the life of the world." We come to the Lord Jesus Christ, the one who brings meaning, dignity, and destiny to our existence, in the past, in the present, and in the future. God bless you.